What up, guys? So, today I'm gonna talk about my biggest three mistakes that I've done in the past with cutting or dieting down. So, let's start with number one. The first one, most important one, is not tracking macros. So, when I started out, I was just a kid. Naturally, I just believed all the shit I saw online. Portion size method, keto, fasting, you name it. I tried it. So, naturally, you're not gonna get the results you want because you're not doing the things that matter. Those dieting things like keto, fasting, that doesn't fucking matter what you do because the only thing that matters is fucking numbers. Dieting is a fucking numbers game. Simple as that. It's a numbers game. And I just thought, you had to do this diet to lose because I just didn't understand. That's why I'm making this video, guys, because I don't want you guys to make these mistakes when you start out. And I want you to know that I've experienced this shit too. Right? So, like I said, it's a numbers game. Losing weight, cutting down, is it's about a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not gonna lose weight. And it doesn't matter if you're doing fasting, low carb, keto, no matter what diet you do, if you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not gonna lose weight. And that's why there's different diets, because they do the same thing. They try to bring you in a calorie deficit. That's all they do. You know, it's just different paths to the same goal. Like 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Now, 2 plus 2 is not the only way in the world to get to 4. There's a million different options, just like with dieting. There's a million different options to get you in a calorie deficit. But that's the important part, calorie deficit. So the numbers. That's one of my biggest mistakes. And I haven't seen any real results until I really started tracking macros. I downloaded the app, MyFitnessPal, and I really started to think about the numbers. I got a small kitchen scale. I started weighing everything because that's the only way to be fucking accurate. Right? To fucking weigh and cook everything by yourself. Because if you want the best results possible, you just have to make some fucking sacrifices. So I got a scale. I started weighing everything out. I cooked everything by myself. And who knows, I got fucking lean, ripped. I fucking got my goal. I got the results I wanted. And it was all because of the numbers. You have to be in a calorie deficit. And you have to be tracking macros with an app or however way you like it. You gotta just find a way that works for you. So that's my first biggest mistake. Not tracking macros. You should definitely do that. My second biggest mistake is just eating whatever the fuck I wanted. So the second biggest mistake was after I, realized I have to track macros. I just started eating whatever I wanted. So I ate a little bit of steak, a little bit of that, a little bit of pizza. I tried to fit it into my macros. It was basically something like if it fits your macros. But the fact is that works in the beginning. I found out the hard way, right? That works when you have still a lot of calories to eat. When you're at dieting at 2,500 calories, that's gonna work. With the lower you go, in calories because, look, when you're losing weight, you're gonna lose weight for a few weeks. After that, your body's gonna adjust, adapt to the new calorie intake, and you're gonna stop losing weight. That's called a plateau. And after that, to lose more weight, you have to drop calories. And every time you drop calories, you're gonna be hungrier. So it's gonna be more important what you eat. And I didn't care about that. I just ate whatever I wanted. I fit it in. But after I got to a big calorie deficit, I was going crazy because I was fucking hungry. And I had no more room for, the food didn't satisfy me. And I was hungry, right? So that's why it's important to keep in mind what you eat. Now you can do maybe if it fits your macros in the beginning, but the lower you go in calories, the more difficult it's gonna be. So that's why I like to diet old school bodybuilding, right? I don't know, a lot of you guys are gonna hate this shit, but that's just me, right? If it worked for the pros back then, it's gonna work now. I like the old school diet. Bland chicken breast, fucking rice, broccoli, I just love that old school shit. And there's no denying it, it fucking works. It's the most accurate and the best way to diet down. In my opinion. Sorry guys, you can still do if it fits your macros, but once you go super low in calories, you go low body fat, it's gonna be difficult without the foods you need, without chicken, without a ton of meat, vegetables, carbs. It's gonna be hard eating what you want because you need the protein, you need the healthy fats, you need the healthy carbs, the vitamins, the minerals. So it's gonna be fucking hard eating whatever you want. So that's the second biggest mistake. Eating whatever I wanted without, thinking about the consequences later on. Don't make this big mistake. Okay, so the first one, not tracking macros. Second one, eating whatever the fuck you want. Eat healthy, good, satisfying foods that will fill you up, that you not be hungry, and that you get to your macros. So get enough protein, healthy fats, and carbs. And my third biggest mistake. So this is a big one, and it hit me hard the first time I dieted down. So it's basically dieting too fast, too hard. Okay, so what does this mean? So the first time I dieted down, I just thought, okay, I have my macros. I'm gonna track my macros now. I know what foods to eat. I got my chicken breast, my pork, my rice, my potatoes. Fucking ready. I'm gonna do this shit. And then I just knew I had to get in a calorie deficit. So my maintenance calories was about 3,000 at that point, and I started dieting on 2,000 calories. And that was the stupidest shit ever. I started dieting on 2,000 calories. I was losing weight for 4 weeks. I plateaued. Okay, now I probably have to drop my calories. So I went down to 1,500 calories. Smart guy. So yeah, I continued losing weight for about 3 weeks or something like that. Then I plateaued again. Now what? I have to lower calories. My body's adapted to that shit. So I lowered my calories to 1,250. And if any of you guys have tried 1250 dieting, it's not a good place to be mentally. Okay? So that was pretty stupid of me. Yeah, I kept losing weight, but then I plateaued again. Now I haven't reached my goal yet, It's still weeks apart, and I reached my plateau at 1200 calories. What do you do now? You can't go lower than 1200 calories if you're a 190-pound guy. There's no fucking way you can go lower than that. So what do? I was lost at that point, and then after the years, I learned a lot of trial and error that was a very big mistake. Dieting too fast. You gotta have patience, guys. I know you want to be shredded. I know you're fat today and you want to be shredded tomorrow, but patience is key. And you're gonna thank me in the end. If you're just patient, you can get the best results ever, That was my biggest mistake. I just wasn't patient. I wanted to lose all the fat in one day, which is fucking impossible. I dropped calories too fast. And that's why it's important to diet slowly. So what I mean by that? The biggest lesson I learned to having a successful cutting phase is basically, let's take the first example of me. So let's say your maintenance is 3000 calories. Okay? So let's start dieting at 2500 calories, 3 days of weight training, and we're gonna add 1 day of cardio. Okay? You're losing weight, 3 to 4 weeks, you plateau. Now you drop calories by no more than 250. That's gonna be enough. Believe me, guys, that's gonna be enough to keep your weight loss moving. You don't need to drop 500 calories. That's fucking stupid. Do it slowly. So 250 calories, so 2250, and maybe add 1 more day of cardio. You're gonna lose weight for 3 to 4 weeks again, then you're gonna plateau. Now drop calories by another 250, and so on and so on and so on. Drop calories slowly a little bit and add a little bit more activity, more cardio, maybe more sets in your weight training, and that's gonna be a successful cutting phase. Me, I just dropped, from 3000 to 2000 to 1500. Then I was done, I had no more room to drop calories. And you gotta have room because slow dieting is the best way to get results. So in my first stupid cut I did, I just had to go back, reverse dieted back to my original weight, to original calories, because my body just adapted at 1200 calories. I couldn't lose weight anymore, naturally. Okay? So diet slowly. That's the most important thing. Be patient, and you're gonna thank me in the end, because you're gonna see the best results you've ever seen. That's the key to the successful dieting phase. Don't drop more than 250. Maybe you don't even need that. Maybe drop it by 150 calories if you want to. Try that and add a little bit of cardio. I explained in detail how to, do a successful contest prep dieting phase. You can go check that out on my channel. It's titled how to do a contest prep, something like that. I explain in detail how you should basically do a dieting phase, but that's the gist of it. You start at a certain calorie intake and you go down slowly when you plateau, because you're gonna plateau, right? And the biggest mistake is people just fucking diet and they don't think about that. When you go super low in calories, a lot of cardio at the beginning, and then you plateau, what the fuck are you gonna do now? You can't go lower in calories, you can't eat less food, you can't do more cardio, already doing 5 days of cardio. Then you're fucked up your whole dieting phase. You're gonna have to reverse diet back, because reverse dieting is gonna prevent you to gain a lot of fat back. And then you just have to start over. So you're gonna set yourself back for weeks or even months at a time when you make these big mistakes. So like I said, you start at a big calorie intake, just as much, so you start losing weight. Then you do it slowly. Drop calories strategically and slowly and add more activity and cardio. That's it. It's simple as that. So like I said, start at 3,000, 2,750, 2,500, 2,250, 2,000, 1,750, 1,500, so on, right? Because you can get your body in 16 to 20 weeks, but you can't get it in 8 to 10. That's why you have to do it slowly. If you diet more aggressively, fat is not gonna come off faster. Okay, so that was it for this video, guys. To summarize it, 3 biggest mistakes: track your macros, you have to do that shit, right? Eat good quality healthy foods that fill you up and get to your macros, get enough protein, vitamins, minerals, and so on. And the 3rd biggest one: diet slowly, have patience. Don't diet too fast, too hard. Drop calories slowly in a strategic way, and increase cardio slowly in a strategic way too. And you'll be good. So I hope this video really helped you out, guys. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and definitely subscribe. Peace out, guys.